Right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new YouTube podcast, or episode 4 on Spotify if you are listening on there. So today I have with me Jack. Introduce yourself.
Yep, Jack. My name's Jack. So I'm from, where Alex is usually from, hometown. And he asked me to do this podcast, so here I am.
Fair enough, no problem.
Pretty much.
Okay, so today, as usual, like if you've listened to the Spotify podcasts, so to the audience, we go through 3 different topics, just generally talking about it, and just hope you enjoy it. And that's pretty much it. So,
and plus, it's nothing to do in lockdown, so unfortunately, this is it. I'm afraid.
Yeah, exactly. So, to simply start off with, how are you, Jack?
I mean, well, after the news, decent.
Wait, what news are you talking about?
I would say lockdown news, maybe. Well, a bit of a mixture of everything. Like, the weather's good. It was raining, it was snowing pretty few weeks ago, and now it's nice. So
for sure,
it's not too bad. Definitely.
So since you've obviously mentioned about lockdown, we should definitely talk about that and roadmap, which has been unveiled nearly a week ago on Monday.
I'm excited.
Yeah, everyone is excited, aren't they? So, to begin with, obviously we're still technically in lockdown, of course, until officially the 8th of March, which schools are going to reopen. But the problem is that universities are still closed until after Easter, which is a bit of a shame.
I was going to say, still the 8th is still like practical learning, so technically we will still be where we are, but it'll be a lot more better because we have a lot more things to do, because we can still go in.
Exactly.
Because obviously you go uni and then there's me that does college, so I'll still be, nothing will still change.
No, you'll be able to go back.
Yeah, but I can go back like practical lessons, but if it's like tutorial, it's I'm going to still have Zoom meetings. Yeah, so that's what. Obviously, for university students, it's like pay your $9,000, stay in your rent like you are, and have 2-hour lessons in 2 weeks. Yeah, and have no help basically. So, but it's all right. I mean, it's all right.
That's why I feel sorry for just anyone that is a student, because obviously they've had the issue of the sick online tutorials, and I feel particularly sorry because obviously people in secondary schools, they understand, whereas obviously primary school kids, they have absolutely zero clue what's going on, and then they can't go to school, meet their friends, and they have to be online, bored out of their mind. And I have no doubt it's even the same for you. Everyone's just sick of it, genuinely. And
would you say you're like? Would you say that you're happy to go back though? Because especially now, because for everyone who doesn't know, we live in Corby, and Corby is like the highest in the UK.
Oh yeah.
Would you say like now you're glad to go back, or I don't know? Would you say you want to carry on?
Well, to be honest, Jack, I have made. I don't know if I've told you already, but I've made completely different change of plans already. So what I decided
there's also that.
Yeah. So I'm going to drop out of uni. I mean, I'm not excited, but I'm neutral on it. Obviously, I'm excited for absolutely everyone else that is going to go back to uni. Don't get me wrong. However, for me personally, I have different plans, so I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. But in terms of that, schools going back, I think it's definitely obviously a good thing for socializing and whatnot, going to improve things. However, at the same time, is that just like back in September, cases are going to go up quite significantly. That's if.
Do you think that'll happen?
Personally,
with all the vaccinations and stuff.
Personally, I think it will happen because obviously kids. Right. Obviously, there's no vaccination for kids at all, or young adults. So kids are going to have the virus, or if it does spread and circulate, it's going. But and then obviously it will spread to parents who don't get tested and then they get positive or something like that. However, at the same time, Hold on, I'm just trying to think. At the same time, however, kids will have the option to have lateral flow tests twice a week, I think, and teachers as well. So whenever there is a positive test, it can it can be dealt with quickly. Whole class disbands and whatever, and then from there I'll be okay. But
see, my opinion on this is, well, when you look at it, we're going in a month or 2 months' time. We're going from a maximum of 6 people, and then a month or two after that, we're going to 80,000 at a festival.
Yeah, exactly.
So look at that expansion. But I do think because you think at that time they've got a vaccine for the new variants, well, they say they do. I'm not saying they will, but they would say they're confident in what they're doing. So which makes me think that there will be a third wave, or but I don't think it'll be. I think we're past the worst. Fourth wave. Sorry, but I think that we'll be past that personally.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping. I'm going off of what they say. I'm going off what friggin' Sky News say, not by fucking Steve, who lives in Stevenage and thinks, we're going to infect the entire country. Because not to mention the Euros as well. The Euros has been talked to be hosted in the UK.
Yeah.
As much as I love the idea, that will just confirm it. That before we get to August or September. So
Okay.
Can't wait.
We're going to go through this in a chronological kind of order. So obviously we'll talk about the Euros in a second. So on the 8th of March is kind of when a lockdown officially is over. But then after that date is the next milestone is no earlier than the 29th of March, which is when 6 people can meet outdoors. And I think 2 people indoors. Oh, no, sorry, not 2 people. 2 households.
Grassroots.
Yeah, exactly. Grassroots sports and stuff like that. I bet they absolutely cannot wait. Because obviously you're a grassroots footballer, aren't you?
Yeah.
How has that affected you?
To be honest, it was okay, but you sort of expect it to happen because, it happened at non-league as well. And for those who don't know, I've know a few people at non-league, and they say that it's been a bit shit because, for example, when we go to a grassroots game, we can't do half the things that you enjoy. We couldn't, half the way through, we couldn't go to the pub, which is what you do to usually make the business money or to make us money. I know it's cliche, but that's one of the reasons why it's so important. We also couldn't really go in showers as well, which again, it's not a big deal, but to get
in showers,
we have to go home where it's pissing down with rain, whether it's covered in mud. We have to go in our cars and go home and take a shower. So it's been those things. I know they're only small changes, but they do have a big effect. You do notice it because, say for example, we have a thing like club fines. So some people won't get a shower. Yeah, so some people won't get a shower. Some people won't go to the pub. Some people won't do anything that is on the fine list. Then they get fined, and it makes club money, and we can do whatever at the end of the season. This is what I mean, but it doesn't. But it misses out money on the pubs. So local pubs for us, they go out of business, and that's them done basically, and they turn into flats and shit like that, which is nearly what's happened during these lockdowns. So we're quite fortunately, it's still happening. But you never know, because of this long lockdown, it could change. But for this season in particular, it's been a weird season. I played 10 games in, we were near off the top of the table.
Nice.
And November lockdown kicks in, completely fucks everything up, and as all of a sudden, 3 or 4 weeks later, we just lose games. We just, we go on a bad run, and we're down to 5th, 6th. I haven't really checked the table. And then, this lockdown comes in, and now they're talking of voiding the season, which is pointless.
Completely disbanding the season.
All those stats, all those, for non-league clubs and, achievements,
they're gonna
is all pointless. So it's just going to be start again in September, which could be the same. It could be the same if things were to go that way after summer. It's not too bad because you still play. Obviously, there's just 1 or 2 changes you have to get used to, but it's just you get fed up. you get bored of it, and you just can't be bothered, and you just lose mojo for it, and that's how I feel anyway. I can't say for the rest, but some people are looking forward to getting back and stuff, and I am as well. But I'm just always cautious of, this has happened. It probably will happen again. which I didn't think would, but here we are.
Oh, damn. Okay, that's fair enough. And also, it must be quite financially straining for a lot of clubs as well. I mean,
this is the thing. Yeah, this is another thing as well, because a lot of people think that it's just you just go around with your mates of football and you play a game, you host a game, that's it. It is, but obviously everything is, there's a financial side to it, and you know that could be taken away. I mean, think of like teams like non-league. You know, they have fans, for example.
Yep.
And you know the fans can't go to games, so they've just lost money and they've gone broke. So you look at Bury last year. Like they're not a club anymore. Well, they are technically, but they're like reformed because literally they need fans. Some teams rely on fans to get back.
They take like ticket prices and stuff like that.
Yeah, ticket prices. You know, food. It's paying like £8 for a burger and chips. Like they rely on that. I know it's
that's expensive.
But, you know, people do that. That's something people will do that. You know.
Yeah.
But look, in May hopefully it will change for good, and you know. Hopefully,
no, exactly. Hopefully so. 29th of March is the date, and hopefully you can get back up and running, training, playing and stuff like that. And hopefully the season won't be disbanded, because that would be a proper shame as well, because they did that last year with the Eredivisie, the Dutch league. Ajax, the team I support, they were top of the table by the time Corona hit, and all of a sudden they weren't crowned champions.
Null and voided.
But
shocking.
They're top of the table this season, so hopefully I think it's by we've got one game in hand and we're 6 points ahead, so it should be all right. But Ajax Amsterdam, hopefully we'll be there. So moving on from the 29th of March is the 12th of April, and on the 12th of April, what we got written down here was non-essential shops opening, gyms opening, but obviously at a certain capacity, of course, like last time. Beer gardens, which is a slightly surprising one, I have to admit. And obviously outdoor restaurants, which obviously beer gardens and outdoor restaurants, they go hand in hand. So anyway, non-essential shops to talk about first. One concern that I have is what we had at the end of the second lockdown. I don't know if you remember, there were a lot of videos and memes going around about the amount of people going to specific shops,
Primark,
Primark, TK Maxx, people queuing outside for days, probably. No, not days, I'm just exaggerating. Probably for an hour or two, literally just waiting to go in the shop, rather than obviously stick to online learning and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's what I'm worried about. What do you think of?
I mean, like, it was, to be fair, it was only a minority of the shops. Like you look at like shops you just mentioned, like Primark and stuff. Like they don't have websites, which is to me stupid, but at the same time I understand. But you know, you see people queuing upside, but that's with everything. That was with pubs. Like when pubs opened after the first lockdown, we had about queue just for a pint of Stella. Just for a pint of Stella, we had to, like, from the E-out to help out, we had to turn people away just because we wanted 50% off. Like it's gonna be the same. Like no matter what way you look at it, like once lockdown is done, there'll be a queue to the beer gardens, there'll be a queue to shops, just because it's been how long? 3 months? 3 or 4 months since we've last reopened. So it's going to be like that regardless. You think of fans back in stadiums, there's people that have not been for years that are going to want a ticket just because they've been told not to go. Like people are like that, and when people are told not to do something, they do it. So they're gonna be a lot of people now. But to be fair, fair play to them, because this is where like shops take advantage. They make their most money off it, like Primark.
Exactly.
I don't know how they've survived, but fair play to them.
No, exactly.
But at the same time, like a lot of people have moved to online, so if it's gonna hit, it's not gonna hit something like JD Sports or who else, Foot Locker. I'm just trying to think of brands I know, but like
no
one's gonna care. Yeah, no one's gonna care. So, but if you shop Primark and anything else, then you're gonna be the first at the door. You're gonna camp outside. Never mind, be the first at the door.
Exactly.
You're gonna be out for 2 days.
Exactly. Okay, so I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. My problem is that obviously by the time the 12th of April comes, the government set out a deadline for the 15th of April that every over 50 should have been offered a vaccine. Therefore, obviously the less vulnerable groups between 18 and 49. or just anyone under 49, including that age, will obviously get offered that vaccine anyway. Luckily, I have been lucky enough to have the vaccine, my first dose.
I forgot. Forgot about that.
So obviously, it won't affect me too much. However, at the same time, it's still obviously making sure face masks and everything like that, even though all the vulnerable groups will be completely fine. So nevertheless, we're going to move on to gyms. Obviously running at a certain capacity, I think it's definitely a good thing, because I have seen so many petitions asking for gyms to be open, and then absolutely nothing done has been done about any sort of petition. And the thing is that a lot of people not fully rely on, but partially rely on gyms just for their physical and physical well-being, because if you improve your body physically, your mind will follow. Therefore, that's why gyms were such a crucial part in making sure people keep sane, and they have a place that they can kind of be comfortable in, no matter if you're obese, overweight, or whatever. Everyone's trying to do the same thing, and that is to improve their physical health, obviously. Do you go gym?
I go a few times, I go. I wasn't like a gym person, but like I do go now and then.
Yeah.
To be honest, it hasn't, like, for me personally, it's the wrong person to talk about, because it doesn't really affect me much. Like when I think of things I miss, I don't think of gym. But I do like going there. That doesn't mean I don't. That doesn't mean I hate it.
Exactly.
It's just the mental side of it. Because I remember, like, funny enough to mention that, because like today or yesterday on Sky News, it mentioned that mental health was a bigger problem now than it is COVID. Just because,
absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm just like, that was obvious to begin with. That was probably bigger than COVID. You just, focused on other things like
exactly.
So and obviously gyms need to reopen, because mental health, like, you need to have something for it, and that is people's go-to. So I can understand it, definitely, and thankfully it's going to be open sooner than most other things, or
absolutely.
Because when, like, during the lockdowns, even when things reopened, they were the very last. So even after pubs, I'm pretty sure, like, they were the last resort. I think it was, there were parks, like lemon parks, like you couldn't go on, like they were the very last things to open, and they were the very first things to close. So not like nearly a year's worth, people haven't done it, and it's taken until now to finally get somewhere.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's the thing, because obviously, like you, I don't miss the gym. However, I kind of just stopped going altogether, because I was completely fed up of gyms opening, closing, and that fucked up just a lot of people. They were so frustrated that it was just like a yo-yo of open and closures. And like you, I completely understand that kind of.
See, a lot of people now have just bought gym stuff. They've just bought like a treadmill. They've bought like some dumbbells.
Exactly.
And they've just done it in their living room. Like, so it's not really too bad. But you miss the vibe. You miss the we're doing going to the gym and just like doing it, because it really does help your mindset. There's only so much you can do by just seeing your four walls in your living room.
Yeah.
So I can understand it. It's got people to now, but it's really taken its toll now, I think, because reading that as well just confirms it.
Oh, definitely. Okay, so after gyms, the almighty one, which probably a lot of people are excited about short term, is the opening of beer gardens and outdoor restaurants, which obviously go hand in hand. Now, you want to talk about it first. Give us your opinion on that one.
Again, it'll be similar to shops. There'll be queues, there'll be people, especially weather now, because obviously it'll be good. Well, hopefully it'll be good. Yeah. But, if it's good weather, people are going to storm through that door.
Oh, God, yeah.
And, like, it will be a case of we can't sit people down. We just can't turn people away.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to predict, because it could go one way or the other. It could go really shit, and people just have a barbecue at their house and just do whatever, or it will be packed. And considering it'll be open, I think personally it'll be packed. So
yeah, exactly.
I think
they could.
I think it'll work.
However,
I think it'll work.
However, there could be the possibility of putting because obviously outdoor is the outdoors right there and then. However, what people could do, if there is a day that is raining, then a possible chance is putting like the ceiling or a roof of a marquee around all of the seats. That's an option which pubs can do. Exactly. Like a sort of gazebo. Exactly. That is absolutely one possibility, because people, no matter what, will always try to come to the pub for whatever reason. It's Britain, after all. We if it's raining, snowing, we go down. It doesn't matter.
Would you be one of the first
to go
Monday as well?
To go to
a pub.
Yeah, of course I would.
I'll be working, so I can't be. I probably will. So I'm fucked.
But... The 12th of April is a Monday, isn't it?
Yeah, everything on Monday is reopened.
So yeah, in that regard, it's a funny one, because I would absolutely just love to go to a pub. I have no doubt that other people would. However, what obviously pubs and restaurants are going to have to deal with is the volume of people that want to come, and obviously depending on the weather.
And that'll be low. That will be low, because obviously social distancing will be and stuff, and there's probably like what 20 seats outdoors.
So yeah, exactly. Like for example, you have let's go to Corby, because obviously that's somewhere we're both familiar with.
Yeah, we're referring a lot to Corby. We should probably stick with that.
Samuel Lloyd, Wetherspoons. Obviously, that has a good amount of capacity for all the outdoors. However, it's just not enough. So that I think they're gonna have to kind of spread it around, especially a lot. Whereas somewhere like where was it? Sorry. Saxon Crown, right in town. There's literally only there's not many whatsoever. So they're gonna have to run such low capacity. That's why I think, like last time,
just open in the car park.
Yeah, last time in September, they had to do booking systems, because you can't just turn up and not expect anything,
Yeah, you have to do your track and trace.
Exactly. That's why I think that's more feasible, definitely. So yeah, is there anything else?
It'll be like ER to help out again. It will just be packed.
Actually, it was a good thing you mentioned that, because I was about to forget that. Next Wednesday, on the 3rd of March, Rishi Sunak, our Chancellor of the Exchequer, he's going to announce the budget for this upcoming tax year. And what he's going to do is I think he's considering doing another Eat Out to Help Out discount. But I think it's not going to be it's not going to be half price like last time. I think it's going to be 25 or 30%.
Yeah, 20%. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, but don't get me wrong. This is the thing. If you're going to offer such a great thing that to everyone, people will still come anyway. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Whereas,
and this is one of the things that spiked up cases.
Exactly.
Well, they say they isn't, but it is. Reality is. They blame schools, they blame other people for it, but realistically, you have to help out.
Yeah, there was
spiked up COVID cases, spiked up, especially when there's a new variant now around that time. So it was just made it drastically even worse.
Precisely,
and not even a second, a 4-week lockdown could stop that. And it's, if it goes that way again, we'll just be at the same year.
No, exactly that.
Yeah, hopefully not anyway, but.
So, we're going to move on to the next date after the 12th of April is the 17th of May, which will, as we were literally just talking about pubs and restaurants, will feature indoor hospitality. So, the indoor hospitality, you can go in, obviously subject to social distancing still. So, it's going to be exactly the same as last time in July, August, September, etc.
So from the 17th, obviously, indoor hospitality.
Yep.
Most importantly, there'll be no curfew. So no 10 p.m.s. No.
Oh, really?
You have to not to go to the bar. So that is one.
Is that true? No curfews.
Yeah, no curfews. So
Brilliant.
That is one of the things that makes it good. You still have to wear your mask when you go around.
Yep.
But you can. It's just like, for example, having no curfews. Brilliant. Honestly, exactly. It's good. So none of this tier system shit. So it's thankfully it can be as normal as it was before, but obviously it's going for the better side, really.
Much stricter, yeah.
But also, aside from that, fans being allowed in stadiums.
Yes.
Football fans.
Yes.
Up to 50% or 10,000. So
wait, so how many? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
So 50% to of a stadium that's under 10,000 basically, and 10,000 for stadiums that can be over 10,000. That makes sense.
So literally just 10,000 for over.
So
10,
yeah, maximum people. So yeah, it's either half of the capacity you can fill up to. So this is basically for non-league people. It's like the ground's like half of like 2,000. So you can have like half of that, and for like teams like Liverpool and United and stuff, they could have 10,000 fans total.
Oh, that's good.
Which is good. So that's most important because fans this year have had a massive effect. And for those who don't know, obviously we're massive football fans. So teams that are not doing well do rely on fans, and teams that really need fans right now are doing really shit. So I'm not going to say who, but they can probably tell. So yeah, it's great. But also, another thing on that, there might not be fans on the last day because the 17th of May, is after that week, it's the final games of the season.
Oh, is it? So literally games are going to be running. Only 2 games, and
so all the matches out on the 23rd of May. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
Might not have fans only because of how this season's been. Yeah. So like no fans in stadiums complete throughout the season. So it'd be wrong for the last day for the fans to go in, which to me, I see both sides of, because around November, December, you could have up to 2,000 fans or 4,000 fans. Like you look at, it depends what tier you're in because of this tier system.
Yeah.
And then the last day of the season, you can up to 10,000. The reason why is because during this season, fans will have an impact on the last day of the season.
Yeah.
That's what they think. So to have that could change everything. It could, change teams that would be relegated, or it could change teams getting promoted or Champions League. So because it's been normal without fans throughout the season, they want to continue that until next season, which makes sense. But at the same time, you've had fans already this season. Why don't just do it?
Yeah, exactly.
Or it's a season that's probably over anyway. Like we know who's getting relegated, we know who's winning the league. Just accept it. But for what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Do you reckon that they're not going to run like last year? Do you reckon they're not going to run into June? For example, like league games. Like for example, some of the games that have been cancelled have been postponed forward, so that maybe some of the games obviously have to be outright cancelled, but then other games can be obviously done obviously after the 29th of March, obviously then run into June rather than into May. Is that a possibility or that you've heard?
Only for cup competitions, I think. It's not gonna, anything that's rescheduled is just thrown out in the week, really. It'll be done during the season. But if you're talking like Champions League or Europa League or any FA Cup, I guess that's going to be after after the league or the finals anyway. But will that have fans? Probably not. But I think what they said is they look to do it for the Euros. So fans come back to the Euros, but because they've obviously mentioned saying it could be hosted only in England, then that's when everything can go back to normal, which will be after 21st. So technically, we might not need 10,000 fans in a stadium, but then again, if we did, I don't think it would hurt.
Exactly. We'll talk about the Euros just in a second. I know how excited you are. You want to talk about it. Yeah. But the last thing is domestic and international travel. So currently at the moment, international travel is banned unless for exceptional reasons. For example, such as bereavement,
quarantines for $2,000,
or important priority work and stuff like that.
Yeah, work. And work basically. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, obviously, there was obviously a massive surge on bookings, especially abroad. It's particularly into different spots, usually to the typical British holidays, which we're going to talk about in a second as well. So yeah, it's going to be a tricky one, and domestic travel as well. That's definitely going to be a good one because obviously it will allow people just to travel around the UK, do the typical. I don't know, people.
Agnes, here we come.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to mention Skeggy. I really was. And then, just other stuff as well. It's hopefully international travel will be fine. And also the possibility of vaccine passports as well.
Which I am hoping for, definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
This is 17th May still, ain't it? So this is like, we can do this. Not in go. So yeah, we can go to London or maybe even Scotland. Yeah, go to probably anywhere in the UK. So
anywhere in the UK.
Will people do it?
Or abroad if you have a vaccine. Because for example, the Spanish government and the Greek government and Israeli as well. If you absolutely do not have a vaccine at all, you cannot enter the country. But luckily, even if you have your first dose, I think that's fine. As long as you get your second, then that's not a problem. I think the reason that obviously Spain and Greece the governments are pushing for that is because they rely obviously so much on tourism. It's going to be the same with Croatians, Italians, and maybe...
It makes sense. It does make sense. What would your opinions be on it? Because I think... that's the only thing I'm hoping for, really. Because if that's the case, then we can go on holiday basically. Because I personally think, right? Because a lot of my mates disagree with this. I personally think there won't be any holidays. I think we can travel, but it'll only be small. It'll only be like
certain countries.
Like, countries that are not. Yeah, it won't be like France. It won't be Spain. It won't be Ibiza. It won't be Malaga. So like holidays you think of in your head, that won't happen. But if you were going somewhere like, well, maybe Greece. I mean, you just said Greece needed vaccine passport.
Yeah, no, even Spain as well. But they have a dilemma because obviously their vaccine rollout is slow at the moment. So they want to be able to reach that target before the Brits start coming in the summer. Yeah. So it's going to be. So they have to work hard as much as they can in order to be able to reach the target that they want to.
See, this is the thing. Like, it's only one or two countries that we could go to. Yeah. Like you look at a load of people in November went to Dubai. It might just be. It might have to be that. Like it might still have to be that. And now Dubai's cases are through the roof because people just went over for like 2 or 3 weeks. So I don't see it happening unless a vaccine passport. That's my opinion on it. I hope it does. I'm not trying to be down on it, but hopefully it does. But unless they agree something, what can you do?
No, exactly.
What would you think? What would you think like countries we could go to? Because you probably know better than me.
I reckon. So at the moment, obviously the UK is doing extremely well. So one of the countries that I reckon we'd definitely be able to go to is surprisingly, obviously Israel, the United Arab Emirates, because they have about 60% of their population have their first dose already. I reckon Greece, because they have such a low amount of cases and case rates that I think all you would need is both vaccine and an antigen test, or like like the typical swab tests. As long as you test negative within 3 days of traveling, that's it. As long as that's fine. Or you get tested at an airport for free, for example. You don't need a PCR. So I reckon Spain is a little bit difficult because
I don't think Spain's a write-off, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I reckon there's really not many countries at all. I reckon possibly Australia and New Zealand as well. I reckon maybe the US. The US are doing really well at the moment, obviously on their vaccine, because obviously they got
500,000. Yeah, they got 500,000 deaths, ain't they, the other day? Yeah, they got the most deaths.
Yeah, it's something fucking crazy. Yeah. Okay, so we'll probably move on because we're going to come back to this. And the date of which all memes have been talking about, the Monday 21st of June, 2021, is the day that most restrictions will be removed. Nightclubs will be able to open, perhaps, not guaranteed. And also the day that festivals can go ahead as well. And also after that date, obviously we have the Euros. So we'll start with nightclubs. So with nightclubs, it's a little bit of a tricky one because obviously it's similar to festivals in a way that you have so many people packed together. Like in one building, you could have 1,200 people in there and all packed in. But
there's still social distancing measures, isn't there? There's still like one or two I'm certain they'll have one or two things left. I wouldn't say all.
I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. So. I think what will happen is you.
Like, do you think capacity will still be a thing?
Do
you think capacity of numbers will still be a thing, or do you think like?
I think capacity will be one thing. Secondly, I reckon there will be you will need a lateral flow test to prove that you don't have it for that day. So you do it on the day, and then you go to the club afterwards, because obviously the thing is that even when you have a vaccine,
test it again in a nightclub. Oh my god! Imagine.
The thing is, when
Village is gonna have so many fucking. Oh my days!
Oh, it's crazy. Because the thing is that you obviously vaccine lateral flow, which you need for that day, because. The thing is that it's the same with flu. If you obviously just mix together. So if everyone has a vaccine in the club, new variants can still pop up here and there and become more resistant to whatever. That's why they want to avoid. That's why the government want to avoid that. And thirdly, what was the third reason? I've completely forgotten. Vaccine. Lateral flow, capacity. Yeah, that's it. Those three, I reckon, are the vital things. And then they can obviously run whatever in the club. But the thing is, capacity is a little bit thingy for me, because I don't reckon they will. I reckon they'll just still do it at max capacity as long as people are negative and they're vaccinated. That's what the two things I reckon they will do. What do you think of it? What do you think about the whole?
I think there'll be one or two things,
and the same with festivals as well.
Yeah. Well, for nightclubs, I think it's just be very difficult. It's weird to me because it's very difficult to understand. I do think there'll be one or two things. I think there'll be some like guidelines. Whether they'll follow it or not, probably not. Yeah. But I do think there'll be one or two things that we'll find out near the time.
Yeah.
It's a weird one because I think like it's very weird because it's literally 5 weeks. It's 5 weeks from May, and that's going from like, well, no, sorry, it's 10 weeks from April. And that's going from 6 people to how many? Probably hundreds, 1200s. And this is the thing that I'm sort of like, can they really do that in that time? Probably not. It wouldn't surprise me if the 21st was set back to like a week after, or maybe 2 weeks.
No. I don't think safe. People would mind at all, because it will be.
No, I don't think people
will
mind,
be worth the wait.
Yeah. But I think, once nightclubs happen, I think, see, a lot of people that haven't been will probably go. This is the only thing I'm looking forward to. I'll see people out that I'm like, why are you out of your house? And I'll probably not see them a week after. Maybe 2 weeks after.
That's so true. That's very, very true.
So, I'm looking forward to that mainly.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think it'll be better. You'll see people and be like, "Oh my god!" Like the memes, especially.
Exactly. The memes.
What was that? There was one of them like
Archbishop.
Oh yeah, didn't get COVID. Me, I'm built different. Oh my god, I'm pissing myself laughing.
Oh.
But I can think of so many people in my head right now that will say that and will do that.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the things I'm gonna miss.
People are going to struggle to make convo. People are going to struggle to make convo, without a doubt. Because what the fuck have they done? Nothing.
People are going to take it too far. They're going to take it too far, 100%.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I can already think of the chaos that will happen. So yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. The chaos is going to definitely, and it's the same with festivals as well, because obviously with festivals you have 80,000. No, at Reading last year, I think it was 105,000 people there.
Yeah.
And
so what is it? Wireless like 135. Reading's 105.
Exactly. No, do you know what the crazy thing is that they're already sold out. It's been days. It's
record breaking. Yeah.
It was only been 5 days, and they sold out what nearly 250,000 tickets. I find that absolutely insane how quickly people are ready and just
makes me glad that I bought mine back in August. I didn't think it would sell out, and there's a lot of people that have missed out, especially that I know, because a lot of people like to leave things last minute, and they've fucked it. They've already fucked it up, because if holidays don't happen, they can't go to a festival, because Reading's sold out, Parklight's sold out. If Wireless release their tickets, they're gonna get sold out, because it always does. Never mind a fucking pandemic. And there's others as well, like Creamfields, Fast Fantasy, and a few others that I've forgotten. But
exactly,
it's what I mean. It's whatever happens, if this goes ahead, it's gonna be the best festival ever. It's gonna be, because I'm not trying to exaggerate. It will be.
No. You're right.
After last year and stuff, people are gonna make it, like, especially artists, because they haven't performed either. They're gonna make it. Like Reading have 6 headliners. They are never gonna have 6 liners. It wouldn't surprise me if they wouldn't have it next year. Yeah. So usually they have 3, and then they have 6. So it's gonna be, and if people like, if Wireless goes ahead, Parklight's going ahead with someone mate's birthday, so that's another thing.
Exactly.
It's gonna be the best, 100%. It's gonna be mad.
For sure.
If it happens. I'm saying I'm trying to be careful what I say. Because we look back in this video and think we're fucking idiots. Why do we expect this to happen, even when they announced the roadmap?
So for anyone that doesn't know, Reading and Leeds Festival, so basically we have a bank holiday at the so this is mainly for the Europeans that are watching this. So we have a bank holiday, so like just a day off basically, right at the end of August. So it's the last Monday of the August, and on that weekend is always when Reading and Leeds Festival are. So so it's basically at the very end of August. Is when we're referring to, because by then everything should be pretty much back to normal.
It was a hot. You went there, didn't you? You went there last year. Not last year. The year before.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah,
it was the hottest day, wasn't it? The hottest day.
We'll talk. You know what? We're going to talk about that in a second.
Yeah, definitely.
One thing, actually, the thing that most excited you were going to talk about are the Euros. Mm-hmm. So the Euros. So what have you read upon this about it being hosted in England only? Because originally it was.
I've not read it from.
Because it was originally meant to be all over the European Union, wasn't it?
Yeah. So for those that don't really know, the Euros was meant to be in like 12 nations. It was meant to be in like France, Russia, Greece, Italy, etc. So Petersburg, I think it was, and. Obviously, because of what's happened, they look at it and think, hosting it in a country, one country only, that might be fine. Because this idea that they had, it was the first one they were going to do it. The Euro's never been done across 12 nations, which makes sense why they've done it. But at the same time, it was a bit. If you wanted to watch every game, you couldn't. You had to watch your own team and stuff. It's like the World Cup in where was it? Was it Brazil? No, that was the year before.
What, 2018?
Where's 2018? Where was it?
Yeah, Russia. It was in Russia.
Russia, that was it.
Yeah.
So obviously, there's a lot of people that went there and just watched they watched their first game at 2:00, they watched the next game at 5, 8, and then 11.
Oh yeah, I remember. That
was unreal. So that could happen again, but only in the UK. Now, I feel sorry for people that are watching this that are European, because obviously there's people in Germany that can't, watch Germany play in England, and there's people, in Italy, etc. So it is a shame, really. But at the same time, at least, we get to see the Euros. At least we get to see the Euros. At least we'll have fans as well. So I know their own nations won't be there, so it'll be a bit different.
Yeah.
But luckily in this UK, we have a variety of nations in this country, so it shouldn't be too different. But at least it's happening mainly. And also going back to it, the reason why I think it's going to be hosted is because there's a lot of, like, the FA have said that, or the Euros or something, they've said they look to host the country with the most vaccines in the country to make it safe for the players and everything else. So obviously United Kingdom is the top of that, and it looks like it will happen. And the clubs have said to agree to it, to use their stadiums as the Euros. So it looks like it could happen, or I could be waffling. Who knows? But I think it makes sense for this to happen.
No, absolutely. It makes absolutely complete sense, because also the obviously one advantage that comes out of it, and I know I go back to government on this one. However, but the good thing is that if fans are able to return back and the Euros are here, that obviously gives the opportunity to give in some proper revenue for the economy as well. So it gives a good big booster as well. But also at the same time, just people will be able to enjoy it even more. Because you know what? I would absolutely love to get a ticket for the Euros. Now the thing is
Scotland.
Now the thing is, I'm conflicted because I love the Netherlands. Don't get me wrong, but I also love Spain as well. So, for me, it's a bit tricky.
Yeah, I hate England, so it's fine. I live in this country, so it's fine. I understand. Don't worry. I'll be cheering on Spain if they play. I'll be checking on Czech Republic when they play England. So.
Iceland.
Or Iceland, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's gonna be nuts.
No, the Euros are gonna be very, very. I reckon they'll be very, very good. Like people. Also, the thing is that with it combined with indoor hospitality, we'll be able to go to the pub and then be able to drink with no social distancing whilst watching the Euros as well. Imagine that. Especially imagine in summer being in the beer garden, just like in 2018 for the for the World Cup in Russia. That would be crazy.
I think because what is it, the 21st of June social distance ends, 23rd of June England play Czech Republic, but I think on the 17th they play Scotland, so there's only 1 or 2 games you're missing out, but apart from that it's all right.
No, exactly.
So it looks at least it'll happen, because I think the Olympics are going to happen as well, but I don't really know too much about that. That's in like Tokyo.
The thing is, in Japan they have incredibly low case rates. It's not. They're not I don't think they're going to. To be honest, I think it's just going to be televised. To be honest, because Japan they haven't really sorted any vaccine out. So they just have an incredibly low amount of cases.
They're just going with the old firm,
with the Japanese it's going to be a little bit difficult, but nevertheless, like, to be honest, I have never, honestly, within the past year or so, with the exception of cancelling the Olympics, I have not heard anyone talking about the Olympics at all.
No, and I think that's probably why I don't know much about it.
Interest within the Olympics is dwindling very, very fast, and I think interest for it is I think it's at an all-time low, because obviously starting in 1896, although I reckon the last good one was obviously London 2012, and that was definitely. Not just because we live in the UK, but for me, I don't care about the Olympics. I really don't.
Because they built everything. Like they built the stadium we went to in Stratford, West Ham's ground. Like they built that area was completely industrial, and I think it was anyway. And then they've just turned it into Olympic Park. They've just made it completely. They build the Halo Towers and stuff where all the athletes can stay. So, and now it's just the case because the Olympics doesn't make money anymore. So like you see teams in the other countries, like I think Qatar, they're doing the Euros for World Cup 2022. They've built 20 stadiums, and there's nearly 10,000 people have died. They're preparing for that time, and it's just no, it doesn't make money. If they make money, they won't do it. That's unfortunately the world we live in. So. But and also as well, there's the athletes as well, because I don't think Bolt races anymore. I think Mo Farah still does, but no Jessica Ennis, no Rebecca Adlington, no Nicola Adams. So I don't think there's no famous athletes anymore, and it's just a bit of a shame, really. But I agree with you. Yeah,
definitely. There's no recognizable people anymore. It's just
no sponsorships as well, no money for it. So it's a bit of a shame, but
exactly. But it's not to worry. And then that overall is the lockdown and roadmap that we just talked about for the last, God knows, I don't know how long this is recorded for. But
I've got a question for you though. What date are you most looking forward to? Obviously, it's probably easy to say the 21st, but where you start to what day are you dreading now, in this position when you are?
Good question. Actually, a really good question, because looking at this list right now, because obviously there's the 12th of April, 17th of May, and the 21st of June. Personally, for me, it's the 17th of May, because for one, personally for me, I get my second dose on the 1st of May. And secondly as well, on the 17th of May, it's indoor hospitality, fans and stadiums. And by then, guaranteed by then, we will be vaccinating the 40 to 49 group. And on that, or maybe the 30 to 39 group, but we don't know yet. So that date is definitely the one I'm most looking forward to, because that is going to be the day that we kind of go back into summer, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's what. See, I agree with you on the date. My opinions are different on it. It's just because, like, obviously, fans can be allowed back in stadiums. I can go back to my job and stuff. You know, a lot of people watching this will probably say, well, obviously the 21st of June, but because, you know, it's because of the nightclubs and stuff. Like, to me, like, yes, but I'm not really looking forward to nightclubs I would say, for that day.
No.
I would, because I will still go to one, obviously, but it wouldn't be the most looked forward to. I would say I'll probably look forward to it 2 weeks after, and that's it. I would say mostly because there's no social contact. Everything can go on as normal. Like, there'll be probably face masks and stuff still then, but the fact that, you know, we're more freedom around, so I can understand that. But for the May, for 17th of May, you know, we can start to, you know, look up. It'll be summertime as well, so. You know, it's some, like 80 to 90% of normality is basically back at that point. Once that day is
essentially passed. Yeah, you're right. You're pretty much there, and just everything about it, and also international travel. It gives me the option as well, because you know, people don't like it when they just don't have an option whatsoever. Whereas if you get given the option, it's kind of like, nah, I'll leave the holiday, and then obviously some people are like, yeah, let's go on holiday. You know, it just allows flexibility, a lot of flexibility on what you can do, and going back to pretty much the summer levels that we had before, it's going to be brilliant. And sorry, go on.
Sorry.
No, go on.
In hindsight, if there was never to be a lockdown after this ever again, would you say you've missed it? Would you say you've missed, like, enjoying, I don't know, being furloughed, or would you say you liked having? Really?
Yeah, I'll say I definitely miss getting £80 per week for free for doing nothing. I'll definitely miss that for sure. But to be honest, like, there will have to come a time when, you know, we will have to accept that we will have to obviously go to work now and get the money that we need, rather than just being paid, you know. So it's a bit of a tricky one. But
it's being paid off work all your life. Like, it's just, that's where I see it for me. Like, it's 50-50.
Exactly. And to be honest,
I can't wait to see back end of this lockdown.
And and that's pretty much the roadmap. And one thing definitely that I'm excited for is international travel. And obviously me, you, and obviously some of the boys,
the other guys.
We're thinking of going to Zante or Zakynthos. I don't know. I can't remember what the Greek name for it is. And
just Zante. Just
Zante. Yeah. It's simple. So it's talking about typical lads holidays, because this is basically the second topic.
The basic bitch holiday that we're going on to.
Yeah. So basically, we were planning to go to the audience. We were planning to go for 2 weeks. Obviously to Zante, just to drink, party, and do whatever the
absolute ghetto.
Yeah, pretty much.
Absolute ghetto.
So, do you want to go first about whatever?
About
Zante or what?
Zante, So, obviously, if you know, passports exist and, you know, things go well, we look to go Zante. We go Dam every December. So because we didn't do anything.
Yeah,
we decided to go Zante. But yeah,
it's going to be a tradition now.
Is it?
Yeah,
we're breaking a streak. I mean, we're still going to go down. Don't get me wrong. We're still going to go down in December, I imagine. So, but you know, it's Zante. Well, one, I've never been, and two, it's like, you know, it's every normal people's holiday. Like, if you think of normal holidays, you think of Zante, people. You think of not normal people, but I don't know. I could be chatting shit, but I've never been at the end of the day. But it's just, I don't know. To me, like, Zante is. It's just you go to, really, I think.
Generally. Okay, so as you mentioned, go-tos, there were lots of go-tos. So there's only 3 countries really. There's Spain, obviously. Spain, Greece, and Cyprus. Those are always the three places that most people flock to, typically like young British adults like us. So in Spain, you have obviously Mallorca, Magaluf, and another place, maybe like I forgot what the place is called. Mallorca de Palma, or something like that. I can't remember. Then you have Marbella, Benidorm, Alicante. Where else in Spain? Or is that it for Spain? Oh, sorry. You have Las Canarias. So you have Canary Islands.
Yeah.
Like Fuerteventura, Tenerife, like Playa de las Americas.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. There's another place as well, Las Palmas, I think, as well. But
you say Gran Canaria?
Yeah. Well, it's like the whole collection of islands. Yeah. So yeah, it's one of the islands, Las Palmas. And then you can move on to Greece. So with Greece, you have obviously Zante, Kavos, Mykonos, yeah. Mali
Corfu
on Crete. Corfu, yeah.
There's one more, maybe. I think.
There's definitely one more that we're just missing.
There's definitely a few more. There's probably a few more. Actually, but
and then obviously
they're the ones to think of.
And then obviously there's one on Cyprus as well. Ayia Napa.
Yeah.
Kypros. So yeah,
I'd love to go Napa, but yeah.
What
we decided Zante because it's cheap, really, isn't it? We decided because
exactly.
We're looking for somewhere that we can stay for long and get the cheapest possible. I don't care if it's ghetto. I don't care if it's 5-star. We just stay there.
In between is type ghetto.
Yeah, realistically, we're not going to stay in the hotel anyway, apart from sleep. So that's
exactly.
That's what we do
for the entire 2 weeks.
So we're not really too bothered, but we just want to sleep for the night. So we'll be all right. So 2 weeks. How much was it? Was it?
How much was what?
The Zante hotel, because you found it, didn't you?
Oh no, it's not a hotel. It's a flat. It's a flat.
Yeah.
So what I found was it was a flat for 7. It was a flat for 7 people for 2 weeks. It was £213 per person, and
that's for flights,
excluding flights. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, excluding flights.
So the flat for 7 people, but the problem was that there were a lot of double beds, and I don't want to be. There were 3 rooms. 3 rooms of double beds, and then in one room with the double bed it's just a single bed just laying down. And I don't want to share a double bed again, to be honest.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, it was. It wasn't too bad.
No, no. Shall we explain?
Yeah, explain. Yeah.
Yeah. So for context, when we booked Amsterdam for the first time as this group, we accidentally booked a twin bed. So which was that obviously they were conjoined. So
that was our fault.
And then rather than 2 beds that were separate, we didn't mind anyway. We didn't care.
Yeah, we didn't care. That's the reason why we're staying. We didn't really care. They did.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, if you get and to be honest with Zante, I think it's going to be pretty much if that happens. It doesn't even matter, to be honest, because we're going to be not drinking every single night, but we're going to just. Yeah, chill, and then that's it.
Just outside, put it that way, outside.
Exactly. And
obviously, if it happens, hopefully it does.
Exactly. And the places we were considering were Zante, Kavos, and that was pretty much it. Was it? I thought it was one more. Was it?
And
maybe Ayia Napa, but I don't remember.
Yeah. Wherever we had a good deal, really. I think that's what it came down to, and that was the cheapest.
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't too bad, because there was half of us that were like, oh yeah, there's one in here. Where was it? I can't remember what he said. It was Bobby that put it. Anyway, he put something in and said, oh yeah, we should go here, this, that, and then you put Zante, and then we were just like, oh yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah.
Now the thing is, I've heard a lot of stories from each, not from each of those places, but each place has a different type of reputation in a way. So, for example, obviously you have Magaluf and Benidorm, which has a lot of the, you know, the typical British chavs and whatnot that you have that go there. Then you have Marbella, which is more for like rich Brits that have a lot to spend. Then, obviously, in Greece, it's slightly different. So, for example, in Zante, I think it's a lot of the more kind of British macho type of people, you know what I mean? And I think it's the same with Kavos. And then Ayia Napa, people are just fucking crazy over there.
I mean,
and
it's the go-to for you. Well, it's got to be a go-to, hopefully, but I don't think we'll go this year.
Do you reckon it's worth a chance booking a holiday? Well, for us and for other people as well. Do you reckon? Especially to Greece.
I know. The thing is, a lot of people have done it. A lot of people, even Spain. And I think Spain's the worst one to do. If you're gonna be disappointed on holiday, it's Spain. I can see why people do it, because even fucking Mike Hancock done it, but he booked a holiday in Cornwall.
Yeah.
So you know, but it's so much of a risk, because we could have vaccines and stuff by then. Passports, sorry, one for into, but it might not be for that country. You really think Cyprus is going to have a place for vaccine passports? I don't think so.
Well, to be fair, they've barely got any cases. Barely.
Yeah. But all it takes is, you know,
one idiot.
Napa to, because there's not many people. It's a small island. There's not many people on it. So it's like, you know, I don't know. It's very difficult because I could say no, but I'll probably do it. Do you know what I mean? I could be influenced saying, oh yeah, we'll do it. And if I get cancelled, I'll just get the refund money. I mean, we've done that with Amsterdam. I'm still waiting for it, EasyJet. Cheers for that. But
you're still waiting for the refund?
They said they would refund, but yeah, it's been 3 months. So
you really need to chase that.
Yeah, I might have got an email somewhere, but I don't think it's good
not a problem.
But anyway, so yeah, it's I don't know. I would say do it. I'd say do it. I just think you be cautious in like certain countries. I wouldn't do it here, because that's what I would do. I wouldn't do it in Spain, but I would probably do it in Greece.
Yeah, Greece, I reckon. You know what? Should we if you completely chase up EasyJet, let's try give it a shot, and also we have to try and make sure it's refundable again in case anything else happens. Because by the time we go, which will be in August.
It's because it was third party, because we'd done it by like Love Holidays or something. So we had to get that money back, and we had to get the flight money back, which I think was a problem, because flights took the piss.
Yeah, they do, especially easy.
Ryanair's never mind the money. Yeah, so but I think we done EasyJets, which is better than Ryanair. But
to be honest, I'm generally, for me, I'm happy that the hotel money is back. But obviously, which is the worst one. Like, the thing we cared about,
as
long as we have the hotel money, that's completely fine, because that's hotel sorted and done. Whereas obviously now, flight money, I don't really mind, to be honest. It's not a particular big issue, you know. It's only like, how much was it? Like 60 odd quid or something like that? Not much.
I think it might have been less. Might have been like 40 odd.
Yeah, something like that. It's
not the hotel was expensive, because we paid an extra 100 because we booked it last minute. That's the only difference. Because we booked in like September when we usually book in like July or June. For December. This is Amsterdam we're talking about. Yeah, so it'll be the same this year. Whatever holiday we go on to, we'll be paying hundreds compared to most. So.
Oh right, no worries.
So this is the thing, because but hopefully it happens.
We'll discuss that hopefully in the near future, and just see what happens, you know, because the earlier the better if we can do it. What I wanted to talk about was the typical things that Brits get up to on holidays.
Okay.
Now, obviously,
some do more than others, but won't put me in the equation.
Now, I've heard a lot of stories in particular places. One recent one was a friend of mine who I'll sometimes work with on his adventures to Kavos. I'm not going to describe. Well, I'm not sure if it's describe what he did.
We'll keep him anonymous just in case it's what. Is,
but basically, to say the least, like when you go out, I think he said to me, "Do not bring any cash." Oh no, it was do not bring any cash out, because the thing is, in most clubs anyway, you can pay by card. It's not a problem. But with cash, it can just easily be dropped and stolen. Whereas obviously with a card, the first thing you do is you're able to freeze that card, because obviously that's yours. Whereas obviously with money, you can't just freeze the money. You can't just make it void. And that's the thing for pretty much holiday doers to do. Also,
did I tell you?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
No, go on.
Did I tell you that? What happened in when I went to Sunny Beach, Bulgaria?
Oh, I forgot you went Sunny Beach in Bulgaria.
Yeah, I had.
Please explain.
I think it was Bulgaria. It might have been Tenerife, but I think basically, I took money that my sister. I took money out that I got done when I exchanged it back in Corby.
Yeah.
And I went up to use. I went like 2 days into the holiday. I went up to use it, pay for something. And turns out the fucking woman robbed me, and she gave me Croatian money. Now, Croatian money to Bulgarian money is like, I put in 50 quid. So she gave me a £50 Croatian note.
£50.
That's worth about 5 lev, which is 2 quid.
I can't remember what the Croatian currency was, even though like I used to go there all the time.
It was very low, put it that way. It was very low. So I gave it to this guy, and he's like, he thought I was trying to take the piss, and I didn't know what the fuck he was. I thought it was lev. I thought it was just Bulgarian money. Yeah. Turns out no, I've got fucking Croatian currency, and this woman's just slapped it on as I'm trying to exchange it. It might have been Bulgaria, but I think it was back in Corby because they had them. I had all the money from there at the time, so I took out 3 times.
Right, I see.
But I got robbed, and I had no money, so I had to exchange them all.
Okay, so could you explain also to me and the audience? I think I know the answer already, but to the audience, like, what was Sunny Beach like? Because obviously it's also like a holiday resort, just like Zante Kavos. That's a spot I've forgotten. But like, what was it like, say, in comparison to like Tenerife or the other places?
It was good. If you want your first holiday, I would say go look at places like Sunny Beach. The thing is, there's a lot. It's a lot. Again, it's a ghetto place. The drink is like, for example, when you go to holidays, they give you like, you look at a cup, they give you 75% of it's just pure alcohol and like a drop. A drop of juice. That is probably the way. In Sunny Beach, it's complete opposite. It's just poison. It's just complete. It's a drop of vodka with orange juice. You're just having squash.
Maybe you're just too British.
Yeah, you're just having squash. But the alcohol wasn't really good. I must admit. I'll get all the bad things out of the way. It wasn't good in terms of the nightlife. Sorry, was very good. Like the drink itself wasn't. The shops it wasn't as well. I think I got food poisoning when I stayed during there. And we got all inclusive. I don't know how, but I missed a day out, and it wasn't just. That's all we could eat as well. No, it wasn't really. It was most of us. I think it was about 5 of us, because one of them got on the first night. I think others started to feel when I got it, and some were just completely fine.
Welcome to Bulgaria.
But welcome to Bulgaria for me. So that was good. My mate also smashed his head when he was riding one of these scooters. People will know it's like them Swagway scooters.
Oh,
So he got one of the Swagway scooters. He was not concentrating. He smashed into an advertisement board, and he cut his head open. So it was.
Wait, who is this?
Very good. Well done, Jack. It was.
Of course it'd be Jack. Cool.
So it was. So he'd done that. But it was good overall, because we made good moments. But I must admit, overall was disappointed, because, like I said, all those things I mentioned, like it didn't really live up to what I thought it was.
Yeah.
And mainly, and also because how we done it, because originally we planned it last minute. We didn't talk about Sunny Beach. We planned to go Maga and stuff, and then in the end we just went Sunny Beach.
Oh, right.
Because it was too late. But but I will say, if you are going to go, it is a good holiday regardless. I was just disappointed. I did enjoy it. Yeah, just make the most of it. Like, just you can still do all the things you think to do. Like the nightlife is class. put it that way. The nightlife is class, and if that's what you're going for, then fair enough.
I see.
But yeah, there are better places, but still, Sunny Beach was alright.
I have to ask, did you get lucky?
No, I had no choice. I had no. We went to a boat. We went to a boat party, and no one understood. No one understood us. Like, because they're all like, some are from Romania, some are from like, Bulgarians. It wasn't.
Oh, you mean British understood people. Like, isn't language-wise?
Yeah, no
really?
one was really English. You couldn't really talk to anyone. So it wasn't like Ibiza where you just see pure English people, and you just see no Spanish Donnies at all. You just go to Bulgaria, and it's just full of people that they just don't speak your language, and it was quite difficult. And plus, it was. I didn't really try to. I didn't really care. I just went there to get pissed, and that was it.
Yeah.
So
that's not too bad.
Overall, it was. Yeah, it was alright.
That's alright. That's not too bad though, because I, after my A levels, actually 5 days after my A levels, finished after my final exam, I went to Tenerife, and I believe you did as well, but not the same time as I did. I went with Callum and Derry.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and
I went 2 weeks before you, didn't I?
I think so. Yeah,
Exactly, yeah.
And do you know? No. Actually, you know what? You went to Sunny Beach exactly at the same times that I was going to Tenerife.
You went.
It was the 25th of June to the 2nd of July. Yeah, we were going exactly the same time. So anyway, my experience was I went to a place called Puerto de la Cruz, which was on the north side of Tenerife. So the southwest side, just like west of the airport, has Playa de las Americas and Costa de Eje. But those places are the like touristy spots. That's where like most Brits, Irish, and Germans go to. And like Northern Europeans essentially. But the problem I had was because I went to Puerto de la Cruz. Like the thing is that I didn't have a choice at all. Callum and Derry were like, "Oh, do you want to come?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, okay."
That's how most of us operate. We just say, "Do you want to go here?" Yeah,
because the thing was, there was a time when there was an opportunity to go Cyprus, but I didn't get invited to that. I'm gonna leave that out. I didn't get invited at all. So instead, I just went Tenerife, and I'm kind of glad that I did go Spain. I really enjoyed it for like the culture and stuff like that, because at Puerto de la Cruz, like the pictures weren't obviously the place wasn't as good as the pictures. They never are. So you kind of have to have low expectations, which I did as well, because I didn't know what to expect at all. Because it was my second time ever going Spain, third if you count Gibraltar or Gibraltar for any Spanish reviewers watching this. And basically, it was like a really chilled town. There wasn't really much going on. Like the nightlife only really happened on Friday and Saturday. The other guys, they wanted to have Callum and Derry. They wanted to have dinner like very early. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I wanted to have dinner at like 10. 10 is like.
Wait, 10 in the morning?
No, sorry, 10 in the afternoon for dinner and stuff like that. That's like the standard. That's like the standard. I still do that. I still do the Spanish way of things. Yeah. Nice. And then drinking doesn't really happen until like way after midnight, like 1 o'clock to 1:30. Like people relaxed. People take their time. And so the night we went out at like 11:30 or something, because we had all inclusive. I don't know if you did at Sunny Beach. Did you have all inclusive?
We had self-catered, I think. Yeah, self-catered.
Self-catered. Okay. So so we could have free beers and drinks at the bars at our hotel. It was a local drink called Dorada. It was so nice. So anyway, I remember like going on the Friday and Saturday, going out at like 10:30, 11. There was nobody out. Everyone was at restaurants eating and stuff like that. Yeah. I was just like, why do we go out this time? We were supposed to go out like 12:30, but we were going to be bored. There was nothing really to do. So we met a few other people along the way, including a German who I still kind of talk to this day. And overall, it was a pretty good it was a pretty good holiday. And I remember there was one particular moment, literally my new made German friend being sucked off at the beach by some Finnish girl. That was
Jesus Christ.
that was eventful.
Oh,
and then
fair play.
yeah, and then we go back at like 7. But the great thing is that, well, for the first 2 days we did pretty much nothing, and then afterwards, what we did so we went on the Tuesday. So on the Thursday, we went to Lora Parque, which was like a zoo in Puerto La Cruz, and then on the Friday. Oh no, actually, later that day, we actually came across a guy who was like organizing like tours and stuff. So he said to us, like, listen, it is so much cheaper for you to go with us, to go on a coach directly to the water park, which is Siam Park, which you've been to, haven't you? Yeah. So one of
the best water parks.
Yeah. So me, Derry, and Callum, we saved 20 euros by doing that. So we decided, let's do it. Right. So we get picked up in the morning, and then obviously at a certain time at like 6, we'll go back. Oh, perfect. Now the thing is, obviously Siam Park was fucking brilliant, and obviously you have been. But the thing was, for me, it's like the queues were so long. I was in problem with it.
Yeah. But to be fair, like, well. That to me, I would go back to Tenerife just to go back to that park. That's how sick that park was.
It was like, so that's how good.
Amazing it was. That's why we're bigging it up. But yeah, Tenerife. I mean, for me, I went with a few football mates. There was about 5-6 of us, and I didn't know what to expect, to be honest, because I booked it last minute because they all booked it, and I didn't have the money around the time. And then it came to about April.
Is this with a football lot?
And it was like double. Yeah, it was like double the price, and I paid like £400 or something like that.
Ooh.
And like something like that. I think my flight was like 130, and it was like on the way back it was 60, which is what they paid. They paid like 200 just for 5 days. That was 5 days, by the way. So I paid that amount to go there. And so like first night in, we went out to nightlife. Went to a few places, and there was one like it was weird because there was a lot of people just walking around with like fake Rolex watches and just fake like Gucci necklaces and stuff, and they're all from like Morocco and like Africa basically.
Oh really? And they have that kind of skin tone.
Someone said to me they're from like Morocco and stuff like that, because they come around and they say, do you like this watch? And like,
those people on the street. Yeah. That happens.
Like, it's real. I promise you. I didn't just get it I didn't get it freshly made. So and he's walking around with like pretended to walk around with like £100,000 on his shoulders, and really he's walking around with like 20 quid.
Literally,
so
20 euros.
So it was that was great, and that came up all the time. So like there was one point where we were having dinner, and then these 3 Donnies just come up to us, and there's one with just like a Gucci belt, all the belts and stuff, and then there's one with the watches. Yeah, you know what I mean. You got it all the time. It was so fucking annoying.
Yeah,
but
I know exactly.
That happened. That happened everywhere we went, and that's one thing that I really pissed me off. I say that I did buy 3 of them just to take the piss, and they still pissed me off.
So where were you? So you were Playa de las Americas.
Playa de Americas. So I'm on the opposite side where he's been. So we go off of the airport and we go straight down south, and it's down to Playa de Americas. I was staying around Ora Blanco. People watching know where that is. And then we went to the nightclubs. Now the nightclubs are weird because to get in you had to have like tickets. There was one moment where me and Matty got scammed 20 euros, 10 euros each.
Ooh.
That we thought we could get because it was a boat party that was complete bollocks and never existed. So
no,
we got absolutely shafted and we never got on. There was nightclub. The nightlife was good. And there was this I can't remember what the club name was, but there was this one Donny that came around, and he was like, people might know this, but he was like, he was wearing like a clown suit, like a clown mask, and he was in like a World War II costume, and he was on stilts, and he just came around with this hand, and he just kept smacking people's asses. Now,
really,
I've got a video to show you later, but there's this one, he's just coming up and he's just smacking my ass, and he just comes around. I'm drinking my drink, and he comes around and just does slaps me on the arse. I'm just like, fucking hell. I was
red marks the next day. It was absolute agony. But yeah, that was the nightlife. Apart from that, the nightlife was class. But you had to get tickets to be allowed in.
Oh, by the way, Jack, I believe your AirPods had just stopped working for a moment.
Yes, they have. That's why I just stopped myself. 1 second. They work. I can still hear you.
Yeah, I can still hear you. It's not a problem.
This is... There you go. Sound. All right, that's better. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I heard you originally anyway, so it's all right. So yeah, what were you saying? So you got slapped around by. So you got slapped in the ass by a clown on stilts with a World War II type mask.
It wasn't exactly a clown, but that's the best I can describe him. He was some weird Donny just going around. So I don't know why it was a thing. I don't know why. I don't know if I was in a gay club. I might have been. It probably was.
Oh, but, maybe.
But yeah, people enjoyed it. I certainly didn't. But
Bienvenidos en España.
I had red marks all over my legs, my fucking back. Oh, it was painful.
Jesus Christ.
You don't one once. And I was just like, right, I'm getting a kebab and going home. That was me.
Yeah, classic. Nah, like, I kind of wanted to visit that kind of area, but like, didn't have time to. Just like, and it was also expensive. Well, the thing is, it was like, I believe it was like 30 euro return to get to Playa de Americas. It was like 2-hour coach journey. I thought, nah, it's not worth it. So I just didn't end up going at all. Besides Scion Park, of course.
Would you say you would go? Would you say how on a scale of 1 to 10? How would you rate Santa Cruz? Or you were Santa Cruz.
Oh, Puerto de la Cruz.
Yeah.
Santa Cruz is it's near, but it's not. It's like capital of the island. How would I rate it? Oof. That's a difficult one. That's a difficult one to say. I reckon I would give it a 7.5 for like people our age. Like, it's a really nice chilled place just to go because it's always full of locals. Great place if you want to learn Spanish, by the way, as well. And yeah, it's just different. It's just different. It's more chilled out. But the problem is the hotel that we were in, it was just full of oldies. It was full of Spanish pensioners, and that was it. So
yeah. See, for Oro Blanco, or Playa de Americas, I would probably give it a 9 out of 10.
9,
maybe.
That's good.
I would give probably half of it the water park. The other half the nightlife. The thing is, I'm still annoyed to this day that we didn't stay longer. We stayed for 5 days, but it's still like one of the things I've ever done. And I didn't do like what you probably would. Like, I didn't jet ski, I didn't do parasailing, I didn't do anything. I just went out and enjoyed myself. And as out of 10, that was nearly close to a 10. Like, even though I got slapped on the arse a few times, but apart from that, the vibes and everything, the weather and stuff, it made your mood so much better. And then you go back to picking and it's pissing down with rain, which is exactly what happened to me. And I missed even probably why I rated high. But overall, yeah, if you go to Tenerife, I would say go Oro Blanco, me personally, for nightlife, because you're around people your age and like Connie's as well. Like, it's not just like you just said, it's oldies and stuff. You won't see any of them. You meet a lot of British people as well, I would say. And yeah, overall it's class, like everything about it. But yeah,
not too bad, eh? And then and what would you, and just a quick one before we move on to festivals, what would you rate Sunny Beach out of 10?
I give it a 7. I give it a 7.
It's so respectable, but at the same time, it's like not an.
I think I wouldn't say I didn't like it. I was just so disappointed, and that's probably because half of it where we were meant to go in the first place. We weren't meant to go Sunny Beach, and I'd say the experience itself, like, could have been better. Like, I got food poisoning, for example. So like for me, I missed 1 or 2 days. Yeah. And you know, over and like the food as well. So it wasn't too good, but I wouldn't say it was the worst holiday. Like I enjoyed the nightlife. I enjoyed, you know, just being with my mates and stuff. So you know, that's what you're there for at the end of the day, and it was still good.
That's good.
But yeah, I would say what happened, how it happened. Yeah, 7. That's probably the highest I can give it.
Okay, that's fair enough. Oh, that's good. That's fair enough. Respectable. So, the final and last topic that we shall talk about